visual got cut off in 3 minutes. I'm going to try again here. I was talking about on I-15 south, heading towards San Bernardino and ultimately Los Angeles. My delivery here this morning, July 2nd, and I'm talking about proposal to limit all trucks in the USA to 65 miles per hour. I was recently in Europe where trucks are limited to 50 miles per hour, and I observed no problems there. I did spend some time on their roadways, on their major highways. Cars are allowed to go 130K on their major highways. Trucks are limited to 50 miles per hour. However, I did not observe any problems there with traffic flow. I did not observe any problems with the differential speeds of cars and trucks. I observed no major accidents in my time I spent on their roadways. Traffic moved for the most part fairly well in most places I visited. So I don't see where there's really a problem with limiting trucks to 65 miles per hour based on what I observed in Europe, Italy, my recent trip. I think it would save a ton of money on fuel companies. I think it would save a ton of money on maintenance for their trucks. I know firsthand what driving 80 miles per hour in a truck can do to it. I bought this truck, I am certain it was driven 80 miles per hour for the first 400,000 miles it was driven. And the truck was totally torn up. Does it really make more money for you to go faster? No, it costs you more money in the long run. I had to put tens of thousands of dollars into fixing this truck after I bought it, because for the first 400,000 miles, it likely was driven at a high rate of speed and a high RPM. And I had to pay tens of thousands of dollars in repairs for this truck after I bought it because it was basically tore up. Why do I say that? Because I have put almost another 400,000 miles on this truck since I bought it, and now it is running almost like new. I have almost 800,000 miles on it, and it runs better now than by light years than when I bought it. That right there is proof that going 80 miles an hour every day in a truck, and I hear people in the truck stops bragging about it. I listened to some conversations like it's the greatest thing in the world to go cruising down the road 80 miles an hour in a truck all day. To me, it's economic suicide. And if the person doesn't own the truck, it's economic suicide for the owner of that company that's permitting that kind of driving behavior. If I ever employed anybody, I would never permit it. The person would be fired if they drove my truck at 80 miles an hour. I would not allow it. Because in the end, my truck is going to be torn up. It's going to cost me a ton more money in fuel. I'll say it again, this truck has almost 800,000 miles on it, and it has nothing wrong with it. I recently brought it in from PM. It didn't even need a drop of coolant since the last PM, and I have not added it. It didn't even need any oil added to it since the last PM. I had not had to add any oil to it. I have not had to replace brakes since I've had this truck. almost 400,000 miles that I put on it. The truck is paid for. You're not hoping to get another million out of it. And the way I drive it, I might just do it. If I drove this truck at 80 miles an hour, rest assured, I'd be on the side of the road with my hood up, probably in another year or two. Close. The truck would be ready for the scrap pile. So yes, I am in support of limiting trucks to 65 miles per hour. I'm in support of a nationwide 65 limit. Actually, for everybody, or even more. There's no reason to do more than that in a car or a truck. Even in a car, it's the same thing. You drive over 65, you're going to wear your car out exponentially faster. Spend much more money in fuel, have to replace the brakes that much more often. Why do people do it? I learned at Crime when I worked at Crime Inc., I learned that 1100 RPMs is optimal for running a truck. Obviously, most people are not going to run a truck at 1100 RPMs. It's understandable. But that's what I learned. You're going to get the maximum fuel efficiency and maximum life out of your vehicle driving it at that RPM range. Because I own my own truck, this is my own business. I know people get pissed off sometimes with the speed I drive at every day. I don't really care. They're not paying for my fuel bill. They're not paying my insurance. They're not paying for my maintenance, my repairs. So they have no right to dictate to me how fast I'm going to go. I really don't care what people think. I'm in business here. I have to consider my costs, how much my fuel is, how much my repair is going to be. I've heard a lot of dumb arguments opposed to this move. There are really think about it, they are. I mean, the evidence is there staring people in the face. The state of Texas has had over 1,000 fatalities on their roads this year already. And that's because they permit people to drive at too high of a rate of speed for the congestion that's on that state's highways. And that's the bottom line reason why that state has so many fatalities. And I look here on the left, there's a major accident where I am passing right now. A semi-flipped, if you look on the left. People go too fast. Look at the result on the left-hand side. Look at the back of the traffic for miles. I'm only glad I'm not heading northbound on 15 right now. That's all I can say. But why? It's because a semi-truck flipped and blocked the whole roadway. Why did the truck flip? It's probably going too fast. Very likely. There now you have a demolished truck, a trailer that's probably ruined as well, laying on its side. Who knows what damage has been done to it. That is why I'm in full favor of a 65 limit haul trucks in the USA. I support it. You can see, look on the left-hand side, look at the backup. I'm not saying a 65 limit would have solved that necessarily, but it might have reduced the chance of it happening. Actually, in California, the limit is 55 for all trucks, but many people ignore it. They don't really enforce it that much either. But I was getting into the state of Texas, all the fatalities they've had in that state because the speed limit statewide is 75. They don't really enforce their speeding laws that much there. They basically let people do as they please. And that's the result. You have well over 1,000 fatalities already this year in that state. Europe, one of the two women I met that I talked about earlier was one of the best drivers I've ever seen. She drove this van on these winding roads, and not even one time did I ever think she rounded any of those curves too fast. She took every single curve there was at a reasonable speed. I don't even think she went around even a single curve too fast. What I felt like would have been too fast. She drove on these narrow, one-lane roads. Amazingly. Knew just when to stop if another car was coming. Knew just when to round the curve where it was at the right speed. These were winding mountain roads. If I would let any other person drive this truck beside myself, it would be her over anybody else I've ever met. By the driving skills she demonstrated when I was with the group, she just did an incredible job. Even on the freeway, on the highway, she did not go 130K. She went at a reasonable speed. She actually went at a speed comparable to what I drive every day, usually, in this truck. That's why I say, if I let anybody in this world drive this vehicle, it would be her over anybody else. From what I observed, it's pretty clear she really enjoyed driving. And that's one of the reasons why I think that woman is a twin flame connection. I say a twin flame because it's not necessarily limited to one person. As you can see, traffic is still backed up. Look at all this mayhem that this one truck driver caused by flipping his truck and rolling it. Perhaps he might have fallen asleep. Who knows what really happened? Hard to say. But it was at the bottom of this hill where it happened. I'm climbing this incline here. So he had to have been going pretty fast, for one, down this hill. Probably wasn't paying attention to the speed. So yes, I am in full support of the 65 limit for all trucks in the USA. I know many won't agree with me. I presented evidence that supports my view that it is a reasonable thing that all trucks should be limited to 65 miles an hour. It will save the economy tons of money. For one, and save lives, very likely. Europe, it would not even fly for a truck to go over 55. I talked to one of the people that I was in the group with and asked them about it. They told me that even if somebody in Germany was going 93K, they'd be pulled over and ticketed. They have no tolerance there. The limit there was 90K. That individual told me that you even go 2K over that, you're going to get ticketed. So, in Europe, I did not encounter any accidents. I did not even really see people pulled over by the police. Like all the time here, I always see people pulled over. There, I didn't see police pull anybody over. Most of the people seem to be driving at a reasonable rate of speed, even though the speed limit was 130. It seemed like the roadways there were pretty safe. 130K, which is, think about it, 130K is almost 80 miles an hour, but most people were not doing that speed. The trucks were all doing 50, 55 miles an hour, but it did not seem to be a problem here. I didn't notice any impediment on traffic. I didn't notice. Here, you see in this video, I shoot one 15-minute video here. I've already seen a major accident. So that's it. I mean, I guess I'm going to end my, pretty much all I have to say about it. I really hope they do pass it. And not only pass it, enforce it. Well, I think they're going to require everybody to put regulators on their trucks. Speed regulators. I know many won't agree with my view, that's fine. But people that don't agree, they're not paying my repair bills, they're not paying my fuel, they're not paying for any of that, so I don't know. Many people that won't agree with what I've said in this video, that's fine. We need to limit the speed of all vehicles to 65 miles an hour here, not just trucks, everybody. But as I was reflecting on, a lot of it is ego and pride. So now coming up on the town of Victorville very soon here, I can see that Mount Baldy still has snow on it on July 2nd. Mount Baldy, just outside of LA, still on July 2nd, has some snow left on it. That was unheard of when I was here in Pendleton in the 80s. The snow was usually gone from these mountains by May 1st at the very latest. It never lasted beyond May 1st. Here it is, July 2nd, and I still see snow on some of these peaks here. I know Mount Baldy is over 8,000 feet in elevation, but this is Southern California. Mount Baldy is a stone's throw from downtown Los Angeles, practically. And they still have snow on the top. I think it's amazing. And it supports what I said yesterday about the upper levels of the atmosphere being colder. When I was here in the 1980s, there was always a marine layer over Southern California in the summertime. It was never sunny. The reason for that is there was so much warm air piled up in the upper layers of the atmosphere that it would form a cloud layer because the ocean is a lot colder. But now that the upper atmosphere is colder now, I don't ever really see that marine layer anymore. It's gone. In the 80s, to see snow on these peaks in July was totally unheard of. It was usually totally, completely, utterly gone by May 1st. Any snow on these peaks was in the 80s. I never saw any snow on these peaks after May 1st. The years I was here at Camp Pendleton. Man, if the climate cools much more, these mountains are going to be covered with snow year round. So I'm going to be ending this video. I'm already up to 24 minutes on it. Should be my delivery hopefully within 2 hours, depending on traffic. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. These are my personal views. It supports some evidence, provide evidence to support my views. Again, if people don't agree with it, it's fine. Move along is all I can say, I guess.